Alright, so today guys, we're doing side control to north-south, and my favourite submission from north-south, there's two. There's a north-south joke, but I like Kimuras, especially no-gi Kimuras. You can still do them in the gi, obviously because we're doing it today, but north-south Kimura, I love it. I look for those quite a lot. So to start off with, he's going to go through a run-through of our first ever session together, which is just how to get someone in side control and control them. Because we really need to focus. I've seen a lot of loose side controls around. Second, we're going to do, for the few people here for the first class, we did a drill where we went side control, knee on belly, windshield to mount, reverse windshield to the other side. We're going to continue that and how to keep chest pressure to swing to north-south and then swing to the next side, yeah? Because when I find with big fellas or better fellas, their guard retention's amazing. So sometimes I'm just like, nah, okay, I can feel my side's not strong. I'm going to get to north-south to reassess, and then I'll swing back to side when I feel I'm in control again. I use that all the time. I just don't want to get caught in half guard with browns and blacks, basically belts, Cool. Okay, so we'll start off with just how to control side, joint head here.
So one thing you need to remember with side control is the name itself gives away how you're controlling the person. Does that make sense? So we're on their side. So what I see is a lot of people getting caught in side control. They're trying to do it from here. So, or they're trying to do it from here, or we're trying to cover everything. So one of the first things we want you to think about when you're doing side control is a basic rule of leverage. So don't overthink it. It's not that complicated. Don't make the world harder than it is. If I'm here, is this easy for Ollie to roll me over or not?
It's easier.
It's easier, yeah, because I'm essentially parallel to it. Right? So if I'm laying across Ollie, we'll just roll all the way to Rosewood. But if I'm at 90 degrees to Ollie, perpendicular, now it's harder for him to roll me over. So the first thing we want you to think about when you're in side control is think about your own body position. And before you can control your opponent, you've got to control yourself. Number one, control your own emotions, your own blood rush. Don't get super excited. Keep yourself calm. Think of melted cheese. Melted cheese, you ever try to pull melted cheese off bread? It's pretty hard because it's chilled, it's not the cheese. So when you're really tight and tense, it's actually really easy to be rolled over and swept and moved around. So, control your own emotions, control yourself, don't get too carried away. You're not going to control Ollie unless I can control myself. Perpendicular. I've got to be at 90 degrees to Ollie, or else he's just going to sweep all the time. For me, and sometimes you've kind of got to work out what works well for you as well, and your body mechanics. So sometimes the side control that will work on Eric won't necessarily work on Aaron, won't work on Troy. Well, everyone's got their own defences and escapes, so you've kind of got to problem solve that yourself as well. But we're not going to teach you how to problem solve everything. We're just going to teach you some basic fundamentals to think of, get them right first, the rest of it makes it easier. Keep your body perpendicular, control yourself. For me, I like to be sort of controlling from his chest up. I'm not overly concerned about the hips. I am when they start moving, but initially, my first point of control is his shoulders and his head. Because if his head's that way, he can't turn any uniform. He's got to go that way because his head's going. It's going to make it hard for him to come this way. Same as his shoulders. If his shoulders are flat on the mat, it's going to make it hard for him to turn. So for me, ideal side control is you want the arm close to you up. Reason being, see how it elevates his shoulder? I want my knee kind of almost under his shoulder blade, right near his head. Because ideally, I want this arm inside. Ideally I don't want it down here. This will deal with it. This one is up, and my hand is under his head. And I like to be putting these hands in his armpit. Reason being, I can pull my elbow in. See when my elbow is inside my knee, which means his arm is also up here. So notice where my posture is. I'm 90 degrees, but I'm sort of at his chest and shoulders because I want to keep his head that way. The hips, you'll notice my base isn't like this. I haven't got a narrow base. I'm using quite a wide base because I want to be essentially this knee is kind of about where his belt is. So I can sort of control his hips to a degree by where I've got my knee. I'm tucking in here. Notice my shoulder is already turning his head in. And with this hand, it kind of depends what they do. Ultimately, if I get the ultimate position, I'm cupping the tricep and I'm pulling it across. So I'm keeping him in firm. Now I'm not squeezing for dear life. I'm not trying to crush every weight on his body. But if Ollie gives me a little bit of space, I'm going to take it away. I'm not going to let him have any space either. I'm going to keep him in firm, but I'm going to be not fatigued. If he starts to worm around, I can quite easily go to a long base and just drop my hip. You can watch my shoulder, and we're chest to chest, just by dropping his hip. And moves his head just a couple inches, so just puts a little bit more tension in his head. So, for me, sort of a nice, good controlling position is here. I'm sort of chest. I'm not here. Don't fall in the habit of, if I'm all over, I'll get him. You will get sweat. Guarantee it. And if you're here, they will get out. Guarantee it. So don't give them space. Melted cheese. So think, is there any space between melted cheese and toast? No. So don't give them any space.
Unless you have salami.
Sorry?
Unless you have salami.
Unless you got salami. Or ham. Tasty. So this one here is kind of, my reaction to this depends what they do. If I let them get it to here, then yes, I can deal with it. But don't forget, you've also got a nice gi there as well that you can deal with. You can deal with hands as well. What we really just want to give you a little bit of insights is just start thinking about a nice basic stable position. So we've got a nice firm stable base. I'm tucking him in. I'm not squeezing for dear life, but I'm not giving him any space. I like to pull this one across. See how it just slightly sort of twists his body a little bit? Just makes it that, where if it's there, he's sort of got a bit of movement in the hips. He can move a bit. But when I pull it in, he really can't move. And he's got a nice natural little pocket there for the crook of his elbow. Really cool across his eye. Does that make sense? Any questions? Anything you might short of? Anything that not overloaded?
We've got so many colour belts here tonight, it's awesome. So we'll come and talk with and a blue belt. Where's your blue belt, my nana today?
control yourself, right? Control your own emotions. If you tense up, all you'll do is you'll gash yourself out, and then they will escape unseen. So relax, control your emotions, and firm, but don't hang on like an anaconda and try and squeeze things out. Here we go. 1, 2.
The north-south to that chain. So if Pete's just lying down, we're going to start with, well, we'll go this way, I reckon. Yeah, perfect. We're going to start exactly how Pete showed. Yeah, cross face, go under here, or you can keep a hold of the tricep, up to you guys. Okay, so our first class together, like in late November, I think it was, we started here, we popped up to a knee on belly with a wide stance. Today we're just going to get like a kind of a shallow knee on belly to get a quick mount. So we're here, we're kind of just going to knee on belly from here, and the windshield wiper to mount, but fast and snappy, because if we leave it too long, remember Pete's just going to collect that into half guard. Okay, so side control, kind of keep the cross face, pop up to the knee, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then bang, fast. Okay, not kind of, I don't want to see any of this stepping over, gives Pete way too much time. Kind of boom, up to here, whip it over. And the next part that we did was the reverse windshield. So we throw these toes over to control this hip, and then we slide back this way, and then we just change to other side control. Okay? So that's what we did a few weeks ago. Very simple. From here, I use this tactic when I feel him, if he can get his elbow to the ground and I can feel him attempting to get guard back, yep, too late. So what I like to do is, if I can feel my control is going, I like to throw this hand, go heavy on his chest. I throw this hand to his close hip, yeah? And I'm gonna kind of do like a spinning deck, kind of just like this, okay? The whole time, wait, okay? The whole time I'm keeping weight on his chest, okay? I don't want to go kind of here. No, no good, okay? Back to side. So I'm here, control. If you can sneak this even better, if he's not even aware of it, even better. Here, keep the weight, spinning deck. You don't have to jump that much, you can just walk around if you want. I just find it easy with one motion. And then from here, we keep our chest heavy, drive with our toes, don't do this, not, what's going to say now? Don't do this, because there's no weight on him, my forearms are taking all my weight. He can just kind of slide out, yeah, and slap me in the head. It's all good. So when we're here, we now are focusing on controlling his hips. Sorry, we're controlling his hips now. If we're too shallow here, and you've got a nimble fella like Cal, he's gonna take you back. Can you do that? Yeah, just flexibility. So if you're kind of too high up, he just throws his legs over, and then he can kind of keep rolling over. Yeah, close enough. I'll give it a crack, and then I'll see how my flexibility is. So if he's too high up, I can get these hands here, go like on your like on your toes. Yeah, if I can, like, deep, back. Yeah, if I can kind of shrug to here, you can kind of start doing this stuff. Yeah, get your hooks in. Okay? So, big fella got it, yeah. Okay, so back to north south. So we'll start. So, side control, like we've been doing, I like to kind of keep pressure with my elbow, pinch him, to kind of hide this a little bit. You can either swing in or swing out, but then you lose the pressure if you swing out. So I like to swing in, get the hip here, okay? Once I got this hip, it's time to go. Like, I've got no control on this side. Once I'm here, I'm committing, yeah? Bang, spinning top, control, and now we come down and control the hips a bit, okay? We know what I'm doing, what I just did. Okay, so that's the second drill, and then in 10 minutes, we'll end it just with a submission from that position. Okay, so one more time. If you want to just go from side to swing, perfect. If you want to add here, knee and belly, mount, reverse windshield, switch your side, bang. That's okay as well. whatever you're keen to give a go, give a crack at. Right, 1, 2. No gi and gi both work. Kimura. So there's a few extra details with gi just because they have more opportunities to grab to protect. This way, just a little bit. Okay, so if we've got our north-south kind of controlling his hips, we're up on our toes. What I like to look for is that I want to feel his head with my knees, yeah? So you can either do one at a time, but if you're pretty confident to shoot two, that's fine. And we want to pinch our knees in. This is a horrible position. Like, this is the only time I'm okay kind of giving up hip and shoulder control, okay? And what's naturally going to happen when someone gets their head pinched, they're going to roll, they're going to choose a side. And it doesn't matter which side they choose, it's the same entry just on our reverse side. Okay, for the Kimura. So we're in north-south, we're going to pinch, we can even stay down and control the pinch. Who's going to choose a side? We pick the pinch, see how this hand is up, yeah? A lot of people are sloppy because they're worried about their face and the head between, yeah? So simple, the side that's coming across your body, that's the wrist arm, okay? Just C-clamp, wrists. We kind of lean into him to grab our own wrist. So we thread through normal keto kind of figure 4 position with our arms. And this is our Kimura setup. Now, the issues here are he has his belt in between his legs and his pants. If I've got you can go to your gi pants. Grab your gi pants. You can even kind of grab a lapel as well. Okay, so all of these things are issues, obviously. So if he has such a strong grip and you're trying to muscle, it's not going to work. Okay, so we'll go back to this one. So this submission for me is like an opportunistic kind of, they turn bang, I get it quick. Okay, I honestly don't want to fight to break their grip because the only thing controlling them is my knee pinch. Yeah, I would want more control to focus on the break. So for me, if we're here, pinch, he turns, I set it up, and he's quick and you grab something and you can't reap it, that's okay. We can swing back this way, go back to north-south, try for another opportunity, okay? I don't personally like getting stuck in battles where we try and kind of bicep here and try and like break the grip. It's not worth it. So if Pete's lazy, for this moment, so I'll show you how to actually do it. Here, pinch the head, he's going to turn, we set it up. We want to go over the hip line so we can't grab his belt, his ski pants or anything. We want to go over to the back and then we can start rotating the Kimura. Okay, and Pete's tapping right there. You don't need much. Okay? Like if you kind of suck it in from here, you're just scraping his hands all over his own material. There's so many opportunities. So once you've got it, it's being complacent, bang, here. So it's like a kind of like a square or a rainbow, whatever you want to use. Over here, bang, and then we kind of just turn our hips. Okay? So that's it more. One more time. So control, pinch. He's going to choose a side. Either way, you set it up, over, back, and then slowly turn. This is a pretty brutal shoulder lock. Okay, 1, 2. We've already got a few guys doing it, so that's awesome. So the concept's quite simple. If you've got kind of a shallow north-south, I want to get, they feel like underhooks, but they're like towards his head, yeah? And preferably doesn't have my belt grip, that's a bit annoying. We shimmy, shimmy, shimmy. The further we are here, so if we're like head to head, the easier it is for me, okay? You can grab belt in gi, it's a bit harder in no gi, you're gonna just have to go from here. What we're gonna do is we're gonna throw our legs over, so it's like a lower leg raise and then a huge crouch, like that. So we do it in warm-ups all the time, lower leg raise and a pop, yeah? As soon as we get to kind of that position, we want to at least one hand or two bail on the grip and kind of do a push-up quickly, okay? So north-south, we're here, they feel like underhooks, shimmy, shimmy, shimmy. If we're head-to-head, perfect. Pop, here, hook, other hook. Yeah? Cool. Give that a crack if you won't, or grab a drink. 1, 2.